Hey everybody, David R. Becker here with Becker Art, and in today's newsletter video, I'm going to give you a challenge. And the challenge will be to pick one painting master, a master painter, whose work you absolutely love. I mean, somebody that you want to paint exactly alike and really want to learn how they did their watercolors or their even an oil painter. If you're a watercolorist, you don't have to pick a watercolorist. You just love their work. And of course, you probably pick a watercolor because if that's what you're doing, you know, it helps you a little bit when it comes to repainting their paintings. So what I'm going to have you do is repaint their work, and not to sell, not to claim as your own. You're going to do this just to understand how that artist worked, and you're going to pick the painting apart. And I'm going to pick the painting apart on Thursday because I'm going to be doing a Winslow Homer of a sailboat, which I'll show you in a second. But so you'll learn how to do things with that painting, how he had done it or she had done it, as the artist, as the master. And like I said, again, it doesn't have to be a master that's passed away, and a master painter. It could be a contemporary artist that you just love their work. And maybe you need to take one of their lessons. You know, you can do it, take their painting now and pick out a painting, try it, and then maybe take their workshop. That's always a real fun thing to do. And then, so if you love an artist, it's a really good way of learning how to do work like that artist. So my favorite was Andrew Wyeth, and when I was going to art school, and so this is one of his from Christina's World, and I actually went there on a workshop with an artist who I really loved, Robert Wade, and I took his workshop. But then one day I heard that Andrew Wyeth had a museum here, and it was Christina's World Museum, and it was basically the building that Andrew Wyeth had painted, and so I had to go. And so it's amazing how it helps you so much with even painting. It gets you so excited about painting because you're painting something that you love, and then you try to figure it out. And so now I still do it to this day. And many artists back in the day when those masters also studied masters, they had masters too that they studied. I just watched a Pablo Picasso video on his life and stuff, and here was a bunch of artists that he liked and would follow and also painted with. And so that's another reason I like doing these plein air events, is because I get to paint with some really amazing artists. And so this was my first love, was Andrew Wyeth. I painted so many of his paintings. And then I also enjoyed John Pike, and I painted this one already. I think we also painted this as a paint-along one time. And again, this is a painting. I painted so many of John Pike's paintings, so many of them. And it just taught me a lot about how to compose. And I saw how much he used hard edges and how he did great compositions and their lights and darks for their soft edges. He didn't paint many very soft edges. He did a really good job with the contrast of edges. It was amazing, this guy. So that was John Pike from New York, and I wish I could have taken one of the workshops at the time when he was alive. But I was young, and I was in art school. And so another painter I totally gone after was Sargent, John Singer Sargent. So here was one of these this painting I saw at the Art Institute in Chicago when I was going to the American Academy of Art. And this painting right here was there. And this is the only time when I was taught never to use white. And I looked at this painting, and on this painting, by the front of the sculptures on the side here, where is it? Right there. On that first sculpture, the leg and the white leg and the one in the back, he had solid, thick white on the paper. You know, and it was just I'm thinking I'm being taught not to ever use white in watercolor. And here's John Singer Sargent using white on this watercolor. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start using white. But he used it not to like cover something up. He just used it to make your eye go to that and make it really, really light. Almost like his oil paintings when you have a swatch of white. So he used a swatch of white to make you look at that brightness of that thing, which you can do with white paper too, but he decided to do it with white. So I learned that about that when just looking at this. I never did repaint this one, but I just went and saw it at the exhibition. That's another thing you can do. Go see exhibitions of the work that you really love by a master, because it just gets you excited about painting and maybe trying those paintings. And that's how come this week we're going to be doing that. I'm going to be taking a Winslow Homer. You can take whatever you want on Thursday and paint it. I'll be doing Winslow Homer, and also it doesn't have to be a master like Sargent or a Wyeth or a Pike. It could be like this guy right here, who I've now been really trying to look at all his work. His name is Peter Brown, and he's an oil painter. But his subject matter and his scenes are just, I'm loving interiors right at the moment. And this Peter Brown, he calls himself Pete the Street. It's just beautiful, beautiful work. Look at this composition of this one right here. I mean, this guy sitting at a table. I think it was his son, I think, and taking a test or studying for a test. And so just, I mean, this is amazing, this painting. And so I would like to take that painting and just try to do it again myself and just learn his ways of composition and lights and darks and his all those things. Now, it is an oil painting, so me doing it in watercolor would be a lot different. So that's one I'm studying right now. But here is what we're going to be doing this Thursday. We're going to be doing this one. I'm going to be doing a Winslow Homer of this scene. He did a lot of these in Bermuda, I think. And but just a beautiful boat scene. I love the looseness of it. And I love the sail, what's the music they call that? But it's like it's a beautiful painting. And so that's the one I'll be doing on Thursday night, and I'm doing it and just studying it with you, and to show you what I feel about how he had done that painting. And I'm going to try to do it kind of like that. I don't know exactly how he painted it, but me as a watercolorist, I'm just going to dissect it and do it while I'm painting. And it's not for the fact that I want to sell it or make it look exactly like that. I just want to learn, and you should want to learn about the paintings that you do of when you're copying another artist, what they did, what the colors they used, how they handled the pigment. Does it look like a really wet into wet wash? Are there a lot of soft edges, hard edges? So those are things we'll talk about on Thursday, and when we're doing our favorite artist. All right, so pick yourself a favorite artist and get ready to paint that artist, and then maybe post it on my Facebook page, and we'll talk about it. All right, so have fun finding a master artist that you really truly love their work, and then try copying some of it. It's been done forever, and so don't feel like it's not. And also another thing, if you do want to sell it then later, you just have to put in that you say after so and so, after Winslow Homer. Like if I do this painting, I can sell it. It's I can put after Winslow Homer, because I'm just copying it. I don't want I'm not claiming it as my own. I'll just say after Winslow Homer, and then underneath that I put my name, David R. Becker, in the signature, just so that people know that I'm not trying to claim the image. This is his image, Winslow Homer, and I'm just trying to copy it. Many artists have done that in the past, and so it's not a bad thing. It's a matter of fact a really good thing to do. All right, so we'll see you on Thursday, and I'll be dissecting this painting of Winslow Homer's. All right, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.